Hello dear students, today we are going to learn the linguistic unity in Indian society and cultural unity. Linguistic unity means that every language in the country, whether regional or national, must be treated equally. The Indian state recognizes linguistic diversities and also makes special provision to protect and support some of the languages and dialects that are on the verge of extinctions. Means these languages was negligible and not given priority to the status of the regional or local languages. The three language formula followed by all the states education boards enables the inculcations of Hindi and English as languages to connect with the union, English to connect with the outside world, and the regional and local language for communication within the state. You know the three language formula means it is called as TLF. The three language formula was devised in the Chief Ministers Conference in the year 1961. The Kothari Commission in the year 1964 to 66 examined and recommended the same. As per the policy, the three language recommended were: the first language is a regional language or mother tongue. Second language, English or a modern English Indian language in Hindi speaking states, or Hindi or English in non-Hindi speaking states. And the third language, English or modern Indian language in Hindi speaking states. English or a modern Indian language not studied as a second language in the non-Hindi speaking states. Most states in India have implemented the TLF, three language formula, means local or a regional language, state language, national language, and the communication for foreign language. Means the challenges for meaningful implementation continues. The states as acquire the home language instead of mother tongue. This is especially useful when relating to families where spouses come from the different linguistic backgrounds. Means the linguistic unity in Indian society, whereby regional language is called as mother tongue, second language Hindi or English, and third language English or other languages, whereby used generally for the speaking for their own language. The classical languages and languages of linguistic minorities, the linguistic minority was provided the special provisions, have also found a place in educational curricula. Many educational bodies offer learner the option of answering their examination in a range of medium or a medium of instruction, for example Marathi, Hindi, Urdu, Gujarati, Kannada, English, etc. Doordarshan and Akashvani have programs in the multiple Indian languages to reach out to millions of persons who tune in them, and these are measures that promote to a sense of linguistic unity among the multilingual people of the land. However, language is a double-edged sword, two double-edged swords. It can act as a barrier for many on the one hand, and on other hand, it is It serves as a bridge linkage people from across the country. Means this is the linguistic unity in Indian society. Language is one of the actually a barrier for national integration, but it's here. Means language is a unity among the people through the three language formula. Now the next one is cultural unity. The Indian culture exhibits cultural unity reflected in the literature and thought of different communities despite the obvious differences in customs and traditions. Festivals like Diwali, Onam, Eid, Raksha Bandhan, New Year, Christmas are remembered and celebrated all over the country just like a unity. This is possible only because cultural unity does exist in India. Various saints, writers, artists, for example Aurobindo, Mother Teresa, Baba Amte, Rabindranath Tagore, Bhimsen Joshi, Alam Ara, etc. Ara, through their life work have evinced the feeling of belonging to each other, a sense of identity, of purpose and emotions. All are together. Here the picture is shown the different sports, different festivals, different musics, different culture is a cultural unity of the country. We are differ from the cultural diversity, but the unity is the strength of our country. There are various patriotic renditions of the national anthems or films based on the principle of cultural integration. These, the festival is here, different variety of festivals shown the unity of cultural unity in Indian society, just like a Holi, Diwali, Raksha Bandhan, Eid, Baishakhi, etc. These have showcased classical musicians, singers, or artists, craft person, or a sports person, dance forms, defense services, philanthropies, farmers, reformers, etc. Such presentations evoke a sense of love, affections towards our country, concern as well as pride for that which is Indian. Why unity is necessary for the country or as a nation? The national integration is must for a country because too much differences in the status of our country. Need for unity. Why? It's a need to strengthen and enrich our cultural heritage. That's why it's a need for unity to protect the multiple diversities or multiple variety of people in Indian society, to protect human rights of all citizens, to boost workplace, organizational and community moral. Everybody are together within the workplace, organization or a community morals. For effective and inclusive communication is necessary to develop our unity. For conflict resolutions, everybody are together with the resolve the issues related to the socio-cultural, religious, caste conflict. For peaceful coexistence, it is necessary to develop coexistence with each other. And the next one is for the welfare of all people, irrespective of their caste, creed, sex, gender, race, economic class, culture, etc. It's a all the people are together, oneness, feeling of we feeling with each other with respect to their caste, creed, gender and classes, etc. For the prosperity of our land and its people. The people's development, it's a unity among the people as well as prosperity of people is a necessity or a need for development. Means through the need of unity. Unity is a strength, unity is a heritage, unity is a number, and unity is actually a feeling of prideness. And this proud feeling of our country, it's necessary to develop the socio-economic, cultural, religious and political life of the people. Now the next one is forces that have threatened national unity as well as national integration, or challenges to national unity. Which type of challenges has occur in society? Yeah, what are the hindrances or obstacle to the national integrations? India has always been seen by scholars as a unique example of unity in diversity in spite of regional, linguistic, religious and ethnic differences dividing India into apparently irreconcilable social groups. The diversities in terms of communities, races, classes, languages and subcultures are bound to pose obstacle to the achievement of national integrations. The following factors, this one is obstruct or obstacle to growth of national feeling. For example, casteism, communalism, regionalism, linguism and economic inequalities have been outlined here. And the first one is casteism. Casteism refers to loyalty to one's own caste before loyalty to the nation. Means we are already loyal to our own caste but not loyal to our nations. That's why casteism is one of the hindrance to the national integration. So the caste ties are so strong that people are inclined to the think in terms of caste before the nation. This may lead to the caste members protecting their own caste groups through the social service, education, medical and other welfare schemes. This can lead to several problems like the casteism, other related problems. It can restrict interaction in the society. Also, when such caste loyalty takes political overtones, means caste is one of the loyal people, those who are loyal to their caste, they take a political advantage. Just like the reservation is related to the caste system, it becomes dangerous for society. This is because caste members take with them their biases or prejudices into politics. They then begin to express their petty jealousies and sectarian interests in various ways. People are influenced by them and vote for their own caste members, those caste having numerical strength. The number is there. Rise up through the politics. Those who win the election then favor their caste groups in various ways. In view of all this, the problem of national integrations become very serious because people are given priority to their own caste, not to the nation. Just like the people is generally provided, generally belongs to the particular caste group, but the caste is not negligible here. That's why the priority is given to the caste only, and people are come together with the biases of caste structure. Despite laws, urbanization, industrialization, and education, the caste system continues in the mindsets of many peoples. Caste has become a means of completing or competing for access to the resources and power in modern India. Discrimination on the basis of caste is a major hurdle for national integration. People engage in beckoning the unity of the country, tried desperately to create divisions and rifts in the name of caste, creed, and culture. That's why priority is given to the caste. They succeeded in creating mistrust among Indian people. The feeling of social neglect among scheduled castes due to the suppression by upper caste has disturbed the sense of we feeling and unity. Because caste is given a priority, and the superiority and inferiority complex within the caste structure, that's why the feeling of we feeling is not there, and the unity among the caste system is not. This one is disrupted the unity. Caste atrocities get reported among the people from time to time. Caste prejudices are yet another factor that affect the way people behave or relate to the others. Excessive caste-based loyalty is particularly evident at the time of election, with political parties wooing members of their own caste people for the sake of the votes. That's why caste and reservation is also related to this. Means the casteism is obstacle to the national integration, or this one is threatened to the national unity, because caste is excessive loyalty to the caste system, and caste is generally related to their creed, and that's why everybody's are already belongs to the particular one boundness, one feeling related to their caste system, and not to given priority to the nation. Caste and reservation is one of the point is related to this casteism. The Constitution of India allows affirmative action through the positive discrimination or reservation in education and employment, which is based on the caste and socio-economic backwardness for STs, SCs, and later other backward classes in special backward classes. And recently the government of India has announced 10% quota for economically weaker section also, EWS. These reservations are restricted to the government run or government aided institutions. The central government has fixed 15% reservation for scheduled castes, 7.5% reservation for scheduled tribes, and 27% of other backward classes. A sizable proportion of scheduled castes who have embraced Buddhism and Christianity also qualify for such reservation. Means the caste and religion related to the reservation policy. This is also a dividing line, or a divide and rule policy is related to here. Means caste and reservation. Next one is continue tomorrow. Thank you.